I've got the babies on puppies rotations, just helping them go pee, making sure everybody went pee because Mama, she may only lick one. And if you've been following the videos, my daily lives, you'll know the story. The babies are 2.5 weeks old, and Mom is in the whelping box. I just took her out to go potty, and I just brought her back in, and I brought the one of the groups that was with her out, and I'm getting this other group to go with her. I'm getting them ready, but I'm gonna just pre-supplement by getting them cleaned up, and then send them on the way with Mom. Make sure everybody has milk. Some of them latch on really good, but Mom is, like I said, if you've been following my story, she's like covering up her nipples. She's not really giving them all of her boobies. So I am helping everybody go potty. And this morning I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go live today. It feels like a job, but I know that you guys are looking forward to this, and I'm trying to go live on both Facebook and on YouTube. So been doing the YouTube lives every day for I think almost 7 days. Not for sure. I gotta go check that. Yeah, so we got the bottles prepped and got everybody, got Mom out. We got 2 moms right now. Leica has a pup out of Prince, and then Serena has a litter out of El Patron. And I'm just giving them some milk before they go over to Mom. This litter was out here. My husband did the 3 a.m. feedings, 3:30, and he finishes around 4. And then I got up at 6:15, and just started making my rounds. And I just finished all the cleanings, the puppy cleanings with everybody in these 2 groups. Well, I brought the one group that was with Mom in there, took Mom out, and yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the connection with Facebook. It comes and goes. Okay, so this group is a group of 5. There's 3 girls and 2 boys in this group. 3 black ones and 2 blue ones. And like I said, I'm just making sure everybody gets a little bit of milk, puppy formula before they go with Mom, because some are gonna latch on with Mom, and others may not latch on with Mom because she's not giving them all of her boobies, and just making sure everybody gets to eat in this hour. They are turning 3 weeks on Wednesday. So we started introducing them to puppy mush yesterday, which was a puppy mush and puppy gruel. I think they're 2 different things, but you want to start them at 3 weeks. But we just let them, since they're already walking on all 4s, you can start weaning, or introducing puppy mush to them, which is cottage cheese. We grind up cottage cheese, yogurt, puppy formula, and rice and Cane syrup. Oh, good morning, babe. Glad you made it in. I was worried about you. I'm glad y'all got in. Was the gate open, or you had pushed it? Okay. Wow, that was early. My son has spent the night at his cousin's house last night in Austin.
Was my appointment at 3?
2.
Yeah, I realized I told Kevin that my appointment was early. I told him to like 9. I'm actually.
I'm on live on YouTube and Facebook. If you get a chance, come over here so you can give the babies to. It's okay, I'll do it. And like I said, I'm just. Hi, precious little babies. Want to go with your mommy? Yeah, you guys want to go with your mom? I'll look at the comments here. I can't really see it because it's kind of far, but I'll go through the comments here in just a second. Nathan, I can see yours. Nathan Milton, he says, what breed? These are Cane Corsos, Italian Mastiffs, and also known as Italian Mastiffs, and they they are Italian Mastiffs, so they're pretty big dogs. I typically try to talk to everybody, you know, if you want to get a Cane Corso, you know, I always ask everybody after qualifying, and just, you know, I just ask what kind of breed experience do you have. These are muscle dogs and great family dogs, great family dogs. You're doing a good job, pretty girl. This is the black girl wearing, she was wearing a maroon collar, but right now she's got the floral, a chocolate brown floral collar on. She's doing so good with her Milky. And the black girl in there with the purple collar wants to come out. So I'm gonna go. Let me finish. Yeah, she wants to come out, but let me get the little runt. This is the little runt. He's got a blue collar on. Let's see. Well, it's a light blue, but he had a royal blue. I just put it in the wash. And I'll read the comments as soon as I finish up with this group, so that way I can get them over to Mama. Well, goodness gracious, you're making a mess. You're making a mess. But he's so hungry. Billy's filling up. Yeah, she's hungry, aren't you? She's hungry. This is the group that was not with Mom, so that's why they're crying. The other group fell asleep. Hey, if you can I pass the babies over to you?
The glass tables, the set.
I have them on Facebook Marketplace for $100 for the set, or $50 take.
I put them for 80.
Okay, that sounds good. 40, that sounds great.
My friend's mom wants it.
Oh, nice. Okay, let me give you this boy. He wants to go with his mom. My son is going to help me. Let me get the camera off. There's my son. Here, babe, can you get Serena to sit down? Yeah, just get her to sit down, and then, come on, who's crying over here? This is the girl with the yellow collar. She wants her mama. She wants to go with her mom. Yeah, put him on the left, this side. Yeah, the outside right there.
They're already walking.
They're walking on all fours now, aren't you? Okay, thanks, babe. Let me go to the top. Wow, I got a lot of comments. Okay, Gunzy says, it's a puppy. What breed are they? They are Cane Corsos. Jesus Hernandez says, so cute, and the little one looks so cute. Thank you. Let me get this over here. Hang on just a second. Everybody on Facebook. There's Mama Serena. My son put the babies in there, and they're... So we're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you can follow us under Sunso Cane Corsos. Let's see. Gunzy says, I remember something happened to my last dog, a Doberman. I got him at 6.5 weeks. He was tiny. Aw, thanks for sharing, Gunzy. Guy Matthews says, hi. Nathan Milton says, what breed? Cane Corsos, Nathan. Brandy No says, puppy. Brandy No, oh my God, he's going to get big, isn't he? Peyton Taylor's version says, I have a Cane Corso. Okay, cool, Peyton. Braden, no, yes, they will get really big. These are, Mama weighs 185 and Dad's, well, both of them are about in the 180s. But yes, these are pretty big dogs. They're not your average size, German Shepherd or Labradors. These are a lot bigger. This is my largest breeding pair on my, out of my pack. Gunsey says, hey Sensul, have you carried puppies so much that you got their scent in you? That's interesting. Great point. Man, I love puppy noises. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Gunsey. CG5, love you, said hi. Thanks for stopping in, CG5. Panthalathania Mandianda, are the puppies hungry? Yes, they are hungry. Bardino says, just a puppy. GG5, love you, says, aw. Not Mill says, aw, so cute. Bardino says, 94 people and 3 likes is crazy. Everyone likes the puppers. Yep, that's so true. CG5 says, love you, all cute. Gunzi says, my neighbor has had a cane, a COVID dog. It's 4 years old and they never ever walk it. I even offered to walk him. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. And your Doberman passed away? Well, yeah, I mean, well, at least you made an offer. God knows your heart. Lonlin says, they're so cute. CG5, love you, says, shh. Anis Anisari, I don't know what that icon is that you put in there. Peyton says, I have a Cane Corso. Hey, Peyton, thanks for sharing. Naveen says, is that a pig? Huh, laughing out loud. No, it's not a pig. Avery Red says, hi. Rob Stenner says, hi. Mike Murphy says, puppies. Vicky Bertgerm says, how sweet. Keisha Kimberly says, we have a Cane Corso. Okay. Mike Murphy says, gimme. CG5 says, I want to see it. Mike Murphy says, I love puppy breath. Piper says, are you selling them? Vicky Durham says, can I have one? So cute. Peyton Taylor says, I have a Cane Corso. Her name is Chloe. Oh, how sweet, Peyton. Thanks for sharing that. Piper G says, are you selling them? Piper, yes, we do. We are. Just you can visit our website or give us a call. You'll find our number there. Jack says, I read they have 98% rate turning on their ownership after 7. No. That's not necessarily true. It's really all about how you raise them. What, you know, there's a lot of factors involved. I mean, you got to look at so many different things. Piper G says, are they going to look like their mama? Yeah. Mom and dad, yeah. So dad is a fawn color. Mom is a blue coat. And some of these are black. And they get that black because dad has a black face. So dad carries black. And mom, she also carries black too. Sienna Core. Thanks for stopping in, Sienna. I just answered your question. Becca Anderson, I just had a litter. They're going to home to their new owners today. Oh, congratulations, Becca. I hope your babies are all blessed and going to great families. Brian Toller says, are they full-blooded? Yes, 100%. These are show quality, dual registered with AKC and ICCF. Becca says she prefers the cedar shavings to those puppy mats. Yeah, we're actually going to move our whelping box outside now that we're inside the house. So our whelping box is getting ready to go outside, and I told my husband that we are definitely putting in the wood shavings now that they're walking, and some of them are urinating. See, Mama's trying really hard. Fest says he has a neighbor who's selling his 9-week Cane Corso. I wish him all the best. Willow Earl says, what are you doing? Sienna Core says, how much? Fest. Jack says, sorry, I made that up. Beautiful pups. Looks like you're giving them a great start. Okay, who's barking over there? Serena, you gotta lay down for the babies. See, this is why I give them milk before they come in here, because she's not necessarily staying down for them. Okay, good girl. But you see this position she's in? She gets into this position where she covers everything up, and I have to go in there and lay her out, get her in the position where she's showing both sides of her nipples, because she lays on top of most of them. Zelda stopped in to say hello, and do I have names for them? And no, they're just they're all 2.5 weeks. It's kind of early. Ruby Orange says hi. Piper says, what's Mama's name? Her name is Serena. Gunzi says they're Corso mixed with Mastiff. No, these are Italian Mastiffs. So Italian Mastiffs do have 2 lineages, which is the Neapolitan Mastiff, and the other lineage is Cane Corsos. Okay, I got to get to the rest of the baby, so I'll be right back. This girl wants to nurse. She wants her milk. Let me get this girl, and I will get in that whelping box to get the babies in position. Here you go, pretty girl. Here you go. So I'm going to give her a little bit of milk before she heads in there with Mama. And I want to thank everybody for stopping in and commenting. Appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Like this video. If you know anybody who likes Cane Corsos or just likes big muscle dogs, share, forward our video. You can hit share on the YouTube video and send it over to on a text message or email or on Facebook Messenger. And I'll read the comments here in a second. Let me just get this girl fed and then I'll come back. There's a few more comments. She's doing a good job with the nipple. They get confused sometimes when I switch them out from being on Mom's. Some of them who latch really good with Mom's nipples prefer her nipples, but when they come over here, sometimes they have a hard time with the bottle. And you want to give them the support with their hands because they're used to kneading Mom's breast. But this, they don't need to knead because this nipple has a pierced hole that we made a little bit big because we've got rice in this puppy formula. We blended the rice really good in our blender. We have a really good blender. I'm giving her enough milk. I might have to go in there and see if anybody else needs more milk, but I think they're all good because now they're with Mom. So they're going to be in with Mom for about 2.5 hours before their next rotation. So yeah, so these babies are 2.5 weeks. They just, at 10 days, they started opening their eyes. Around day 9, they started opening their eyes. And they weigh probably anywhere between 2 to 3 pounds right now. I need to check their weights again. When they were born, they were almost at a pound, if not. Some of them weigh between 14 to over 16 ounces, and then that's when I started, weighing them in pounds. But I did try to weigh most of them in ounces, just so that I could have the ounces first. But yeah, these dogs will be pretty big. These are Cane Corsos. Again, if you're just coming on, a lot of people who are commenting are asking. And it is in the title. So the title does say Cane Corsos, which is Italian Mastiff. So if you know what a Mastiff is, Mastiffs are pretty big dogs. Now, they're not as big as the English Mastiffs, but they are pretty big. Okay, so I'm going to let her go with her mom. She's got a full belly, but she's big enough. She's had enough milk to go. And let me let you see what Mom... We're going to go and adjust the babies with Mom. And I'll look at the comments here in a second. Hang on, let me flip the camera. And I just changed the blanket yesterday, but you got to keep in mind when you have babies like this, mamas are dripping a lot of blood too. So this gets a little bloody, gory in here. Come on, Mama, you got to lay down. See, she's got all her boobies covered up. She puts herself in this position that makes it hard. Let me get the camera switched. I'm going to swap my... This weekend I found my... She's trying really hard to be a good mom, but she's only given her 3 boobies on this side, and she's got 5 boobies on the other side. And she's just a really big girl. So that's why we got to supplement and bottle feed, because otherwise these babies would get the puppy fading syndrome if we didn't bottle feed. So, Serena, you got to lay down, Mama. You got to lay down. This girl weighs almost 200 pounds. Give me that back leg. Good girl. Okay. Okay, Serena. You gotta lay down for the babies. I know you want to. I know you need to help. You want to help them. Did you fall asleep at the wheel? There you go, right here. Right here. There you go. Right here. So coming into the whelping box, yeah, I know I need to get the wood shavings because, oh yeah, Mama, the wood shavings would really make a difference with all this pee and poo and blood. Good job. Good girl. Let me flip the camera and read the comments. Okay, so there are so many comments. I want to just thank everyone for coming on our live with us tonight or this morning. Let me find my spot. Okay. Gunzi was trying to give a little bit of history there. And I'm sorry to hear about your Dobie's, your Doberman's cancer. Ruby Orange says, is your Cane Corso good with people in public? Yes, she's a very good girl. I mean, most of mine are really great. Just anybody who comes on site and meets our pack, I try to explain, you know, come on, Serena, you got to lay down, Mama. Lay down. Thank you. Ruby Orange. Fess says, anyone got ideas on how to potty train the 9-week-old? Yeah, so it's going to take time. You remember, you got to take time, you know, give them time. You got to set up a schedule. You got to set up routines. You got to, you know, put them in a crate, and then, you know, you got to have them on a feeding schedule with water. You know, they got to be able to get to their water on a schedule to take the water away at 9 o'clock at night. And, you know, routines are really important because if they know their routine, you know, then they know what to expect. Let me get this little straggler over here. Where are you going? You got some boobies right here. Look, right here. Oh, good job. Becca Anderson says, sounds like your puppy sounds got my mama dog really interested in the stream. Oh, that's cute, Becca. Oakley is the bestest. Say hi. Oakley is the bestest. Thanks for stopping in. Hi. Becca says, yes, are the eyes open? Yes, they've all opened their eyes. Gunzi says, he also has, wow, Gunzi, sorry to hear about your, has thyroid issues. Yeah, she's got a lazy puppy sit, and yeah, she's not really like wanting to feed the babies. Oakley says, that's what I want when I get my own house. Well, I wish you all the best with your house. Zelda says, cute. Oakley says she's trying to find milk for me. Yeah, that's when I was nursing, bottle feeding her. David Podan says, hi, thank you for stopping in. Becca Anderson says, dang, I wish I could do one of these. But they're a commitment. Yes, it is definitely a commitment. Oakley says, yes. Kenneth Miller says, how much and where are you located? We're in Texas. And we don't talk prices on this just because on Facebook, they prohibit animal sales. So we can't do that. And Becca Anderson says, if you have to ask, yeah, exactly. You can't afford one. These are the Porsche of the dogs. That's right. Biji Arun says, K, no one asked. Becca Anderson says, 1,800 is probably more. Chuck, and you asked. Yeah. Oakley, the bestest says, and we just got a new litter about 2 weeks ago. There are a ton of them. Oh, Oakley, I wish you all the best. BG Arun says, K, Oakley is the bestest. Smiled. Gunzi says, how long have you been breeding for? Are there certain people you refuse to sell to? I had a Dobie litter once and refused 2 people. Both of them were first-time owners. One was an elderly man. Oh, I totally get that elderly man situation. Yeah, we try to pre-qualify everybody, and it typically works out when in how we go around it, but it does work out. Captain says beautiful bullies. Yeah, so these are actually mastiffs, Italian mastiffs. Captain Caveman said, "God bless your heart, thank you." And oh, let's see. Jeff says, "Cute puppies. How long have you been breeding for?" About 16, 17 years. Antoine says, "Is that a blue Cane Corso?" Yes, we have blues and black ones in this litter. Gunzy says, "Very frail when they get around 1.5 years and over. Their energy is crazy." Are you talking about the elderly person? Another person basically wanted a weapon. Oh my gosh. Okay, criminal pass. Yeah, interesting. Oakley the bestest says yes. Stevie official says puppies. Oakley is the bestest said hi. Piper says the black one by the gray one on the end and close to her face looks tangled. This one? Yeah, so she's just cuddled up. She's like, she had drank a lot of milk from the bottle, so she's just warm, keeping warm right there. Antoine says, how old are they? They're 2.5 weeks, and yes, their eyes all open. Not important said hi. Bijie Arun says, "Oh, you in Texas?" Yes, I'm in UK. Oh, okay, you're in the England, well, United Kingdom. Okay, Ermi Khatun says hi. Antoine says, "Outstanding." Thank you, Antoine. I appreciate that. And somebody else, Zur, can't really see what that name says, said hi. Okay, well, thank y'all for stopping in. Antoine Richardson says, "I'm in South Texas. I'm very interested." Zero. Oh, 0. Okay, your name says 0. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that. Antoine, yeah, I appreciate you, your interest. If you're on Facebook, go find us under Sunsoul Cane Corsos, or here on YouTube, you can actually go into our description box and you can find our website. We're under sunsoulkennels.com, and you can send us a message and you can find my phone number there. I think my phone number is also on the description box, not in this, not on the live, but yeah, we schedule tours on site to meet our pack, and then of course we're already accepting visitors. The babies just had a visitor yesterday. It's called The Sun in the Sky, so SUN. That's the name of our YouTube channel. So it's Sun Soul. Sun is English, Soul is Spanish. So Sun Soul Kennels. Okay, Antoine, appreciate the subscription. We appreciate that. All right, I got to get to the other group, so hang on. Let me get out of this whelping box. It's going to take... Mama is so big. Yeah, so I was over here working in my little stations over here, and hang on just a second because I got to close the door. Otherwise, Mama wants to come out and not work on what she's supposed to be doing. And I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got to, yeah, Antoine, there's more. There was a pretty big litter, so that's another reason why we've got them on puppy rotations. Let's see. Piper G says, I have a puppy turning 1 tomorrow. She is an Aussie Doodle. It took a lot of training to get where she is now. Piper, I bet that definitely takes commitment, discipline, and dedication. Yeah. I always tell everybody, you need to have, a little bit of experience, at least have some dog experience. You need to have routines established, and you need to have patience, because all puppies, I don't care if it's a Yorkie or if it's a, Great Dane, these dogs, they, all animals, dogs in general, they can give you their best. You need to understand their temperaments. You need to do what you can to provide for their needs. And especially with the Cane Corsos, I tell everybody, I always ask everybody, like, I pre-qualify. I say, what is your experience like? What kind of dog experience do you have? Why do you want a Cane Corso? Where do you live at? Do you live in an apartment, in a house? All of these things are important. These are great family dogs, but, I need to know routines. Are you going to give the dog free rein, the puppy free rein in your home? Because if so, that's, I mean, I'm not trying to tell people how to raise your dogs, But, you know, if you're a brand new dog owner and you don't have experience, these dogs are going to be pretty big. And your Aussie Doodle is, those Aussies are very smart. I mean, those are working cattle type of animals, and they need to be worked. They're very intelligent, and you know, they'll be nipping at things if you're if you don't have them on a good schedule. So all the best to you. Antoine says, okay, Zero says, do Corsos need a specific type of owner? I mean, you know, I just say that Corsos, I mean, they're great family dogs. They're not little hyper little dogs like Yorkies. You just have to get past that puppy stage. And the type of owner, I guess, would be somebody who sets up boundaries, limitations. I mean, it could be any kind of, you don't have to be a specific owner. It just needs to be somebody who is consistent and somebody who's going to keep routines and also make sure to have a home environment set up, you know, that it's conducive for its growth, because these are big dogs. They're going to, you know, they're not as big as Great Danes, but, you know, they can knock things over. And, you know, if you have children, if you have family in the house, all that kind of stuff, you know, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. Okay, so Antoine, I don't know if we, okay, Antoine said, wow. Frank's Canna Lounge says, cheers. Thanks for stopping in, Frank. Antoine Richardson says, I have an 18-month-old full breed black mouth cur. She is my girl. Aw, that means you're giving her lots of love, huh, Antoine? Aiden says, name a car for edit. I don't know what that means. Destinic Trejo says, we just had birth to 5 Frenchies. Okay, all the best to you. Frenchies are cute and funny. Antoine says, that's one Corso. Mama did all that. Yes, Antoine. She had a litter of 13, and unfortunately, we lost 3. We lost 1 the first week. The second one was a runt, and then the third one, I think she laid on the first 2, and the first one we're not really sure what happened. And that's the reason why we've been fighting hard to work around the clock by putting them on these puppy rotations so they're all fed, because you know you can get the puppy fading syndrome, where you know they're not getting nursed, and you know they drop weight fast and they can get dehydrated. So that's the reason why we're bottle feeding, and we're, you know, obviously monitoring mom's time with them, because she's so big she can accidentally lay on them or elbow them really quick, and she gets her elbows in there really good when she sits right up. Piper G says, they are very crazy. She was a shark ankle biter for a while. You're Piper, I could just imagine. Yep, that's what your Aussies will do. Bite her for a while, but she's past that stage now. That's good. I'm glad to hear. And you said she was 18 months. I don't remember what you said. And Twan Richardson said, sheesh. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, well, let me look at these guys. So I'm going to split these, you know, I'm going to give them, I'm going to supplement with some bottle feeding right now. And let me flip the camera. Thank you. You made me laugh. What was your name? Piper. I was going to call you D. I don't know where I got D from. Piper, I had a quick visual of your Aussie. Thanks for sharing that. Again, I want to thank everyone for stopping in. I appreciate you for stopping in. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Thanks for liking our video. Thanks for commenting. All of that helps. Let me close out this Facebook Live. Yeah, Facebook is just not where it's at. I mean, there's some people on here that are, you know, there's some people on here that it's so different. I was just talking about this yesterday. When you go on Facebook Lives or when you go on Instagram or Live or TikTok, it's like if you're trying to be anonymous, like, I mean, I see there's a lot of people on this live right now, but you don't, on YouTube, it doesn't show the names, which, you know, there's a lot of people who want to be anonymous. They're not trying to be called out or anything. And then there's those of you who do want, you know, you to have a shout out, so you come on and you say on the comments. I like that. I like that about YouTube. You don't get that privacy on Facebook and TikTok. So I think that makes it harder for, yeah, it makes it harder for, the milk just went cold. So I'm going to go, I got to heat up the microwave. I got to go heat up this water. And I've got to do refills on these bottles because they're cold too. This one's a little bit warm, but I don't want to get them started. So I got to go back to the kitchen. I'll take you with me as I'm talking, and I'll read comments again. Let me let y'all have a quick peek of mom. So it looks like some of them stayed on. No, they all fell asleep at the wheel. So we just, like I said, changed that blanket out. And we're getting ready to move the whelping box out to the back apartment. And Zero asked area, okay, we are in Texas. And we do meet some of our clients, you know, just, you know, within we can meet our clients at within 300-mile radius if needed. A lot of our clients either drive out here to come on spot. Thank you, Antoine says, Antoine says, you're amazing for this. You're the best mama ever to them. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. But yeah, so we do drive if we have to. Yeah, White Angel stopped in and said she did. She had 13 puppies. We honestly do not like that size. That's just too big. The perfect size litter would be 8 puppies. So when you get to above 10, when you get to have litters that are above 10, it's just like, oh God, we're gonna have to start working bottle feeding and really, you know, jumping over hoops. But yeah, so it is a lot of work when you have more than the 8, you know, 9 puppies. But yeah, so I gotta go get these babies that are in the tub. They were with mom, so I just swapped them out. And now I'm gonna just bottle feed these just in case somebody missed and didn't get to nurse with mom. And yeah, so I got to put the phone down. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the phone down. Wade, okay, let me go read the comments. Piper says, my dog is a gremlin, laughing out loud. That is hilarious, Piper. I'm gonna be thinking about your Aussie Doodle today after we get off the live. That's great. What do you feed your dog, Piper? Antoine says, yes, Antoine answered and said, yes, she had 13. Wade, Salibi says, that's a weird setup. Clarice, yeah, so we've got this, let me just show you the bedroom. So we've got this whelping box, and then in my youngest son's bedroom, this was his bedroom when he was a baby. He's now 19 years old, and he got the bigger bedroom because I had 3 kids. But yeah, we make the whelping. We've gone through so many different types of whelping boxes, and we just do this, and we allow, let me open the door. And that's mom. So mom, she has that side of the whelping box for the babies, and then she has this side, and we've got a tarp in there, a plastic tarp that's old, white plastic tarp that has stains on it, but it's clean. We try to keep it clean. And let me let you see mom. She says, I'm gonna go back outside and get a break. Good girl. You're a good girl, huh? She's a big girl, so. She likes to come outside and lay right here on my floor, but the problem with this is that she's bleeding everywhere, so we've got to pick up blood after she walks away. And she's such a big girl, aren't you? Come on. Where are you going? You're going to the kitchen? She's going to the kitchen. But yeah, so this is the setup. I forgot who it was that asked about the setup. Yeah, she's tired, but she had a C-section, so she's 2.5 weeks post-surgery. And yeah, so Antoine says she's beautiful. Yeah, she's our largest and huge. She is our largest breeding female. This is going to be our last litter. We are retiring her this year. And Angela Mata says, yeah, she's healing. So she's healing. You're healing, aren't you? Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing real good. My husband's doing a great job with her wound, her C-section wound. He's been putting medicine, iodine and stuff on it. And yeah, she's trying really hard to give love to her babies. And she's got her stainless steel water right there. And Ken asked how many litters does she have a year. So basically she's had one, she's 4 years old, and she's had three litters total. And this is it. We're going to retire her. We've got 2 families interested in her, and I'm excited to be retiring her. My husband's not, because she is our most popular female. When everybody comes on site, they want a puppy out of her. And actually and I haven't made this publicly announcement yet, but we're looking at moving abroad and becoming expats. So we're going to be retiring a lot of our dogs from our kennel. So we have 3 male studs, and then we have our 5. Well, we have 4 breeding females right now. So but yeah, so pretty much that's it. That's a wrap. I got to get these other babies that were with mom. I'm going to go ahead and heat up their water. And I just want to thank everyone for hopping on this live with us. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. And if you're interested in getting a puppy, just give us a holler, give us a call. Our phone number's on our website, and I believe it's in the description box. We're under Sunsoul Kennels, and on the socials, if you go to Facebook and Instagram, yeah, these babies are looking for milk. We're under Sunsoul Cane Corsos, like candy cane, Cane Corsos. Sunsoul, but you pronounce it Cane. So Sunsoul Cane Corsos. And again, Wade is the one that had asked about the setup. So that was the reason why I was letting y'all see. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Thanks again for jumping on this live. Till next time.